What can happen on an average beautiful day? You never know. Summer brings seasonal changes. It gets hot, cold brother. On a beautiful
I'm on the moon. I'm on the fucking moon. Hello everybody, I'm recording in 4K. This video is my Doctor Who Series 3 review. If you want to watch any of the other series reviews from 1963's Season 1 to 2006's Torchwood Series 1 and Doctor Who Series 2 and all that shit, well not shit, you can click up in the corner now and there'll be a link to the playlist with all of them in it. I'll be getting straight into this, talking about The Runaway Bride. I thought the story was really fun. I think it's quite underrated in general. I love the car chase. Again, it's very cringy and it's very sort of cheesy, but it's fun and I enjoyed it a lot. The Rachnos looked pretty cool, I suppose. The story was alright, nothing special, but it was fun. That's, I think, the best bit of it, the fact that it's fun. Then we get Smith and Jones. I love the Doctor's blue outfit. I don't understand how Florence sucks through the skin through a straw. It's only a little nitpick, but you know, the Jadoon looked really good. The way they got the mouth to move and stuff, it was really clever. The bloody kiss. I know the Doctor said it was a genetic transfer. No, it was a kiss, mate. Don't do that. I thought it was really clever of the Doctor to get his blood sucked so that, like, Florence registered as non-human. But the way Martha rescued him using CPR, I'm pretty sure CPR can't give you new blood. I love the final scene when Martha first goes inside the TARDIS. Then we get the Shakespeare Code. I thought the plot was great, seeing witches in Shakespearean England. It was really cool. I'm glad they didn't ignore Martha's colour. Obviously, back then, things would have come up of it. People would have mentioned her colour when it came into it. So I'm glad the BBC didn't just think, no, that's racist, we're going to keep that out of it, because it's not very realistic if they don't do that. Not that it's meant to be realistic anyway, but you know what I mean. I'm not sure how the Carrionites got defeated by such random words. I know they rely on words like we rely on maths, but if someone shouted a load of random numbers, it probably wouldn't kill us. So I'm not quite sure how that worked, but again, whatever, if it worked, it worked. And I loved what they did right at the end with Queen Elizabeth I, and I know they expanded on that later on, and I'll get to that. Then we get Gridlock, which I thought was quite boring. The only real fun bit in it was when the Doctor was jumping from car to car, but the actual story was quite boring, just the fact that there was a massive traffic jam basically. But I do get a massive shiver down my spine whenever I hear the face of Bo say, "You are not alone." Daleks in Manhattan / Evolution of the Daleks. Probably the worst Dalek story of the new series, arguably. I thought there was a real missed opportunity for the Robomen to come back instead of the Pigmen, but again, if that's what they wanted to do, shame really. Tallulah just got on my fucking nerves the whole way through. Her accent was just so irritating. I loved how the Daleks just killed Solomon in cold blood. I feel like the writers are sort of against killing people, which is wrong. The Daleks are meant to be killing people all the time, so I'm glad they didn't not do that then. I don't know why the Daleks didn't just kill the hybrids right at the end when the two other Daleks, obviously Sek had been turned into a hybrid anyway, but then I think you've still got Jasp and, what's the other one? Thay. Jasp and Thay. Those two obviously got into a battle with the rest of the hybrids and then they got destroyed. and then Khan killed the rest of the hybrids. But why didn't he just kill the hybrids like that in the first place and save the other 2 Daleks? I don't quite get that. Then we get the Lazarus experiment. It was boring, probably not as boring as Gridlock, but it was still quite boring. It was nice to see more of Martha's family. Obviously by this point you're really getting into the Saxon storyline. I think the Lazarus creature really did look awful, and it was also the first time, it's not something that's really picked up on much, but it's the first time the Doctor says reverse the polarity in the new series. Then we get 42, probably one of the most underrated stories of this series. I love how it's done in real time, that's quite clever of Chris Chibnall. I love the fact that we've got a base under siege story again. I think this is probably the first one since The Impossible Planet / Satan Pit, which is again a really good story, as I mentioned in my Series 2 review. And I think it really showed off really well how vulnerable the Doctor can be. Then we get Human Nature / The Family of Blood, one of my absolute favourite stories of all time. I thought the setting was absolutely perfect. Tennant's performance was great as well. The classic Doctors in that journal were really good. The cliffhanger was great. The actual story was really good and it was really different and it really, really did work. The only gripe I've got, and I didn't even have this until I watched Batman March's review of this, I think he did it with Billy. The Doctor's hairstyle is wrong. The head teacher would have told him to go home and sort his hair out, and for years of me enjoying this story I've never even thought about it until it was mentioned on the Batman March channel, and I just since then I've just noticed it and I can't unnotice it now. But yeah, absolutely fantastic story. Then we get Blink, a story that is very, 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 very overrated. Very overrated. It's good, but it's very overrated still. The plot is quite clever, but I think a lot of it relies on convenience, which is something that happens a lot in Stephen Moffat's scripts. I thought Sally was a great character, and the Weeping Angels are very good villains. Again, I've only really got one gripe with this, and it's the fact that the Doctor's not really in it. And then we get the finale, the first 3-parter of the new series. Utopia, The Sound of Drums, and The Last of the Time Lords. I thought it was really nice to see Jack back, and I really like how they linked Utopia with Torchwood End of Days. They merged very well. I thought there was a fantastic build-up to the Master's return at the end of Utopia, and it's just such a shame that Jacoby couldn't stay on longer. I don't know if he couldn't or if he just didn't, but you know, whatever. I love how the Doctor is outsmarted by the Master for near enough the whole story until The Last of the Time Lords. Obviously he stole the TARDIS at the end of Utopia, and then throughout the whole of the Sound of Drums he just kept on outwitting him after outwitting him, and it just works so well. It really shows off the fact that the Master is the closest we're going to get to the Doctor having an equal. I thought it was good how they explained where Torchwood was. If they didn't really explain that, then you sort of think, well, where's Torchwood? Obviously it was trapped in the Himalayas. Now when it comes to The Last of the Time Lords, if you're going to watch this on Netflix, be aware that they have cut parts out of it. I don't know why, there must be a reason they've done it, because they wouldn't just do that for fun, I'm sure. The ending was quite naff. I don't know, I know they explained it as being, you know, it's the Archangel Network, it's pretty much every person on the planet is thinking the same thing at the same time. They're basically praying, and because of the Archangel Network that the Master has implemented, all their minds come together, and for some reason that gives the Doctor all these powers. Again, it's quite stupid. It looked alright, but it's still quite stupid. And obviously Jack is the face of Bo. That's also something I thought Netflix were going to cut out. I'm glad they didn't. Obviously it's never actually said he is the face of Bo, but he is. Anyway, that is the season in a nutshell. I thought it was really good. It had quite a bad start. 42 was the first really good one in that series, and then from there it just went really, really, really good. But yeah, so thanks for watching the review. If you enjoyed it, leave it a like, subscribe to my channel, if you're new. And is there anything else you can do? Yeah, you can follow my social medias, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, those three. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this review, and I'll see you next time.
Don't blink. Don't even blink. Blink and you're dead. They are fast. Faster than you can believe. Don't turn your back. Don't look away. And don't blink.